Sorry, I'm just vibing a little bit. I am just in, like, complete and total maximum comfy mode right now, just... Oh my god. Hello, everyone, by the way. Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning time. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are doing good. Actually, hold on. Give me a second. I'm actually want to change the position of where I'm at here. Give me a sec. There we go. That is not what my model is. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? I don't want to be in the I don't want to be in the way of all the art and everything like that. And I forgot the music, and that's what's really good and comfy too. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say before we start. I have a lot to say before we start. So, all right, we're gonna be over here. There we go. We're gonna be over here for the time being. And if I need to adjust, I will happily adjust. There we go. Okay, now everything's fine. Sorry about that. How's everybody doing well, I want to say this evening, but everybody might not be in the evening time. So, how's everybody doing this day and or night? Hopefully everybody's doing good. You know, being halfway through the week and such. Only a few more days till the weekend. Then we can just go and be bums the entire time, or, you know, if we have outside stuff that we have to go and take care of, we can go and do that too. But for the most part, we could just relax. We can just breathe. We can breathe. Breathing's good. Remember, guys, breathing is a thing that you can do. You're allowed to breathe. Even though sometimes you don't feel like you can breathe, you're allowed to. It's okay. It's okay. So, guys, welcome to Autumn's Journey. Or, better yet, welcome to Ishtara. So, I have mentioned playing this game for a few times and such. But, oh, Cartboy, hey, welcome in, how are you? Congratulations on some editing. That is a move. I totally don't know what it's like to go and procrastinate on projects and things that totally probably should be doing outside of streaming, but you know what, I'm streaming anyway. Totally fine. And stuff will get done, but I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I'm nice and comfy. You know, it's not too warm now. Oh, it was raining outside, but now it's not anymore. It's actually kind of sunny. Apparently it's going to rain again later on tonight, so I'm hoping that won't mess up with the stream too badly, but if it does, you know, we'll handle it as it comes. But right now, I'm really happy. I'm just really happy playing this game. So, like I said before, I've mentioned that I've wanted to play this game on stream. Not just because the game looked interesting, but for me personally, this is a game and a world that was created by one of my personal favorite artists, known as Deji, or Deji Chu, or Deji New. I think they're going by Deji New now, if memory serves me correctly. They're on Twitter. Actually, you know what? Shameless plug. I don't care. I'm shamelessly plugging. I'm shamelessly plugging. There we go. Hold on. I'm just plugging here. I'm just simply plugging here. Boom. There we go. I've been following her for somewhere close to about 2 decades. I found her art and her work on DeviantArt, if any of you guys remember that site or are still frequent on that site, from way back when DeviantArt first started. I was obsessed with just like a lot of the art and the artists around there, but Deji was probably one of the most, and today is still one of the most influential artists and creators that I've ever had the pleasure of seeing and knowing and such. Well, I don't know them personally, of course, but they, around the time that I found their work was around the same time I started writing. And their work of the world of Ishtara, this is where it's all taking place, is in the world of Ishtara that her and her boyfriend at the time, now partner, I believe. I don't remember. I know that they got married. I believe they got married a while back, but this is a world that the two of them collaborated in creating, and she did the art for. But the world of Ishtara was the influence for my own fantasy stories. I used to write way back when, a bunch of different fanfics. Granted, none of them were really good. Just from all like the different animes and games and stuff, that collaborations between the two that I either played or got or experienced and such. But while I was coming up with just different ideas or whatever I liked, Deji's work on Ishtara was what helped me focus on what I loved about about fantasy in and of itself. Plus, look at the art. Look at her art. It's just, oh my god, it's so good. I'm going to just sip for a minute here, but her art is so freaking good. It is insane, and it's only gotten better up to this point. Like, her art was amazing back when I first found her, and now it's just so good. It is so good. I've even had the pleasure, and this, I'll be honest, this made me cry. This had made me cry. I was able to go and get a commission from her with the two main characters of my fantasy novel. Just at least the versions that I had for them at the time when I was more into writing. I put they're kind of on the back burner right now since they're going through some development stuff, since I'm working on other projects. But when I saw the art, it was just, like I said, I was in tears, because like that story had go through so many iterations, but it was inspired by her work on Ishtara. So just to have her do the art for my own creation, that was inspired. Words cannot describe how happy I was for that. Now, I would love to go and share the art with you. Unfortunately, that was on my other account, which I don't want to necessarily go and dox myself, so unfortunately, I'm not going to do that. But if you get a chance to go and check out her link and see some of her pieces, you may see it there. I'm not going to tell you what my other account is, since granted I don't really use that account much anymore, but it's there, and I'm just, it's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful piece. I'm hoping at some point in time, granted I think right now she's taking just a hiatus as far as working on like art and stuff like that, just to work on other things, but if the time comes again when she's back into doing art and things, I hope that I'm able to go and get another commission for whatever new project that I end up landing on. And not just that, but for the Magisters too, for Tales of Alunia. If I can go and get like a piece of like all the Magisters, oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. So look forward to that if I'm able to get that pulled off. But Ishtara's not the only piece that she's done. She's actually been working with them, and Apple Cider's the name of the company that, or the group that's done this. So I've done Autumn's Journey as well, even though this was her and her boyfriend's brainchild. They've done other pieces, games as well, that you can go and pick up. I'll definitely go and put a link after stream's over. This game's not too long from what I understand. I've only played like the first 15-20 minutes of it when I first got it and found out that it was on the PS4. So yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, if we don't start now, I will keep talking about this for forever, and we will not get anything done. So let's breathe. I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna try not to scream or anything like that. This is gonna be a comfy stream. We're gonna relax. We're just gonna take in the cute, adorable, possibly chaotic story, knowing her work, and we're gonna have a good time on our journey. It's gonna be great. So you guys go ahead and grab a seat, get a comfy blanket if it's cool enough for that. Since it is gonna be autumn tomorrow, which I totally didn't plan that. I thought autumn had already started, but the fact that autumn's tomorrow, I had to play it today. I couldn't do it yet. I would have loved to have done it tomorrow, but I have stuff to do tomorrow, so. This is so good. Anyway, let's start. I'm ready. Chapter 1, the end of How fitting! Literally the end of summer. It's nice when things work out, you know. Oh, totally. And with the chapter name, it totally works out. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's great. I love that. I love that. Hey, Raza, welcome in. How are you, my dude? Hello. How is everything? Hopefully you were able to rest after that long work day that you had. Music is also still really good. I can't get over that. Give me a second. I'm gonna change the positioning for my model again. We're just gonna, maybe I'll just be like over here. Are you guys okay with me just being over here so I'm not like in the way? Are you guys okay with me just being like here? Does everything look good? I think okay. I think here would be all right. It's not blocking anything, and just in case there's like little artworks or anything like that. If it happens to be on this side over on the left side, then it won't be blocked. But that, you know, I'm not gonna take any chances. We'll just be right here. You're cool with whatever? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right, I'll just put myself there. Oh, text is in my eye right now. You know what? I'm gonna go right back here until I'm told otherwise. Yeah, I'm definitely, like, when the time comes around and I reveal my 2.0 model, I am definitely redoing my overlay, because I think I overshot it when I wanted to give myself more room. I need an actual place. I think having the boxed off look is definitely way better. Sunlight filtered through the airy birch forest as the lush fern grazed my boots. I momentarily shielded my eyes before I turned north, treading carefully. The muggy atmosphere that had hung over the past few months was now being replaced by the subtle crispness of fall. But fall's tomorrow, though. Well, I wish the answer was yes, but feels like everything is crumbling at the same time for various friends. Aw, Raza, I'm sorry. That sucks. That's rough. Don't you hate when that happens? If it gives you some comfort, I can totally relate. Like, a little bit of that's happening here right now, too. Also, another reason why I wanted to play something of a comfy game so we could just, you know, everybody could just relax. Times in life is tough. So we'll try to have some super comfy lives. I wish I could give you some tea or a hug or something like that, Raza, but you know, I will give you a hug in spirit. I'm glad you're playing a game you're excited for. When I finish a few of my current projects, I should treat myself to another game I like. No, you totally should. You totally should. You like that, like, I think that is probably the most, I think that's something that we definitely neglect for ourselves, is just treating ourselves. I feel like we oftentimes just feel like we have to keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going, and we can't just breathe, but we can. Like, we totally can. We're allowed to breathe. Breathing is good. We need air and stuff. You can't just go like 360. We can't just go 100 miles a second every single minute of the day. So yes, you definitely should, Cartboy. Please do. Yeah, the world needs to just take a chill pill for a minute. Believe you me, I wish it would. I totally wish it would. The world will unfortunately do what it does, and we cannot. There's a bunch of things that we can't control. But the only thing we can control is what we can do and how we deal with it. So the only thing we can do is our best. And honestly, so long as we're doing our best, I imagine that's as best as we can do, you know? Even if it sucks and things like that, things will get better, though. Things will get better. They always do. I am a firm believer that dusk always comes before dawn. And autumn and summer comes before autumn. Autumn? What kind of season's autumn? Autumn. Good lord. Through the trees were still vibrant and green. Apple picking season was fast approaching for the town of Berry. In scenic Ishtara. Can we get like a postcard or something like that? Can I have a postcard for Ishtara? I would love a postcard. I'm rooting for you. Yes, I'm rooting for you too, my dude. Big roots, big roots. I cheerfully stretched out like one arm towards the sky, inhaling deeply. Oh, okay, yep. I picked the right spot to be in. This is the perfect spot. The art's over there. Even though it's being blocked, I feel kind of bad, but you know what it is what it is. Early. And thus, my weekly scouting for monsters, bandits, or anything out of the ordinary that may harm local citizens is over. I'm fine. It's my friends I'm more worried for. No, that's fair. That's fair. And that I imagine that could cause you stress too. I'm hoping everybody on your end is good, including yourself. I'm hoping things with your friends end up working out sooner, all right, sooner than later. They will work out, though. They will work out.
Right.
And that concludes my mission. I laughed, wondering why I was announcing my agenda to no one. I mean, we're here. Chat's here. Everybody's here. We're just vibing. You're just unintentionally announcing it to us, even though you don't know we exist. I guess I always just wanted to say that aloud. Walking around alone does prompt you into monologuing just so you can hear a voice. Mood. Mood. As something one of my old coworkers used to say, when you talk to yourself, you're speaking to the most intelligent person in the room. I just wish I wasn't restricted to freelance work in Barry, though. How long is my training gonna last? I'm more than ready for knighthood. I can do this. I adjusted the belt holding my sword, making sure the hilt could be pulled out at a moment's notice. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to go and, this game reminds me of another visual novel that I'm a huge fan for. And not gonna lie, I may just play it on the channel since I haven't played the new version of it yet. So, look forward to that. I think I'm gonna do more games like this. And yeah, a mistake people in content creating often do not take pride in their own work, but rather the time they put into it. There's a slight important difference. No, absolutely. That is so true. That is so true. Sure, you can put in a whole lot of work into everything, and I think that comes just from the work effort as far as, I could say that I did so much of this. I put so much time into doing this because to get this to where it is. And there is some pride. There is definitely some pride in the amount of time that you spend to work on something to make it, picture perfect as best as you can be. So there should be no fault to praise yourself for that. But yes, you should also take pride in the creation as well. Just coming up with an idea, because here's the thing. When it comes to creating anything, I like to use it for writing, or at least the way it said it was for writing, but you could take it to anything else. All ideas for creations have already been done. With billions and billions and trillions and God knows how many people have existed in the world, ideas have already been said and done before. The thing that makes something more unique is what you focusing on what you personally like about it. In a story, you could have an adventure story about whatever. Girls save, a guy goes and saves a knight goes and saves a princess. But then what if you decide to go and focus on the kingdom that the princess is from more than anything else? Or the princess themselves, rather than the knight who's trying to go and save them? Rather than just the generic, save the princess story. That could make for an interesting tale, and that's what it makes it really. That's the big thing as far as when it comes to content creation that should be praised just as much as the work you put into it. I know I can at least speak for myself that the story that I put together, the fact that I am putting a story together, is more than enough that makes me happy. So I can kind of understand where you're coming from, Raza. At least I hope I will. So stop where it goes over my head. So humming, I decided to meander back to the village by following the thin river down the gentle slope. I love the terrain here. Not super rocky, but not entirely flat either. There was always an inclination there was always inclination, and higher up, I could get a breathtaking panorama of Barry and its endless orchards of like apples and such. You did say apple picking. Can I have an apple? I would like an apple. Some apples actually sound really good right now. I want some fruit, especially in autumn when the leaves were so vibrantly red that the entire forest seemed to ignite, and the smell of crisp frost and thick fallen foliages lingered welcomely. It was then I spotted something entirely out of the ordinary near the riverbank, leaning against a birch tree. Thin birch trees were not exactly known to be comfortable resting spots, and I did not recognize the stranger's attire. Hello? Are you a traveler? There he is. Also, another thing, if you look back on Deji's work, I imagine that the main characters for this story are the inspiration for the main characters of this as well. I think it was like what Alicia was a human mage with at least the original tale or one of the original tales from of Ishtara that Deji did was what was it? Elisa the Bat. There was and then it was a dragon dude very similar to this guy. And then I think it was another elemental, almost like a merman of sorts. I forget what she called the race. Well, we'll have the name soon enough. His face came into view, and I realized he was sleeping. But that's not what caught me off guard. He had a beautiful, protrudious, resembling shale shards jutting out from his long hair, right where someone's ear should be. Or was it a decoration covering his ears? I don't know. Why don't you go poke him? I kind of reminded of like the Aura's horns, which is technically what they use as ears, but you know. I suddenly wanted to touch them, but I resisted. Damn it, you should have poked him. If he woke up in an untimely manner, it would be awkward to explain. At first, I was about to leave, but then I noticed something else rather odd. From a single glance, I saw no bags, no possessions, or anything else on him. This place was too far away from civilization for a simple afternoon stroll. Was he mugged? And if he had been in Barry previously, I would have known. It was that small a town. Curiosity won me over. Hello? A flicker of concern passed over my face. I grabbed his shoulder and gave it a gentle shake, finding his lack of response unnerving. I quickly hovered a hand in front of his nose. Sure enough, he was breathing, and I did not see any injuries that would suggest he was knocked unconscious. After some more feeble attempts to wake him, I decided to improvise a camp. I did not want to leave him unattended, and I knew I couldn't drag his body very far. I mean, you could just yeet him. You could just yeet him. Why don't you just yeet him? You literally just use the birch trees to build a trebuchet and just yeet him. Tossing my back down my bag, I went to work. And then nightfall happened. And then we were attacked by wolves. I mean, what? The fire crackled merrily on the birch wood as I opened my cloth, which contained a lump of rye bread and hard cheese. Why is it bread and cheese? Like the daily, the daily meal of just adventurers. I mean, they're easy. I guess imagine it's just because it's easy enough to carry and they last for a long time. But even still, these were emergency rations, lest I was unable to return to Barry. Mother and father were probably worried. Just as I was about to bite into the cheese, I saw movement and glanced up, eyeing the stirring stranger. Oh, there he is. Setting my food down, I cautiously shuffled over. I had previously placed his body in a supine position. Supine? What's a supine position? And used my bag as a substitute pillow, though it was probably more lumpy than anything else. It was better than nothing. Are you awake now? You've been out all afternoon. I was getting worried. You waking up there, my dude? Can you progress? Oh, there we go. Button worked. I trailed off before I started rambling and watched him curiously as he opened his eyes.
Whoa.
Well, and he woke up. I forgot there was voice acting in this. Or at least a little bit. In a split second, he shot up and then clumsily fell back. I caught his arm to steady him. Whoa, take it easy. You just got up. He flinched from my skin contact, and I hastily let go, retreating slightly. I didn't get any sense of hostility, but he certainly seemed bewildered. Who are you? There was an uneasy edge in his voice, not quite one of panic, but more of anger. It was then I noticed that his eyes were a brilliant amethyst hue, contrasting his earthly hair tones. Better to remain calm. Orally, I found you in the woods outside of Barry. The surprise did not leave his eyes. They darted quickly to his hands, which then covered his face. Lastly, he ran his fingers through his brown hair. The horror on his face was so unsettling that I dumbly sat there for several seconds before mustering the courage to address him again. Are you alright? Obviously not, but I wanted a better grasp of the situation. He attempted to sit up again, but this time I was prepared. Again, he was repelled by my touch, and I gave up the desire to help him that way. He still appeared unstable, but ceased his sudden movements at least. He actually did it.
The hell?
The hell? He clutched at his temples. His fingers grazed over the odd fixation in the place of his ears. He wobbled as he tried to stand, and I impatiently rushed to his side. Stop it. You obviously can't move in your condition, so you might as well sit down and clear your head. What's going on? Who are you and where are you? What are you doing here? He looked at me as if he was registering me for the first time since asking who I was. Everything about him screamed overwhelmed, as he simply gritted his teeth in frustration. I'm gonna ask if he's hungry. I'm gonna give you some cheese. People like cheese, right? Everybody likes cheese, unless they can't really digest it. Even then, for people who can't digest it, they like cheese. I decided to find another angle to help him open up. I did not consider myself intimidating, but it was possible he had no desire to answer anything. Are you hungry? If you happen to know what food is, do you know what food is? I softened my voice and returned to my spot by the fire. I grabbed the cloth and gently offered him the rye bread and cheese. He only arched an eyebrow in disgust. What is that? That? It's food. You chew it. I ripped off a piece of the dark bread and demonstrated, humming delightfully to show that it was edible. He scoffed and averted his eyes.
I don't care.
I don't want it. It looks revolting. Sorry my peasant food does not please my lord's taste. The anger in her eyes is perfect. His attitude was rubbing off on me. Calm down. If anything, he's hiding that he's scared. He did just wake up in a foreign place. I mean, how do you know that he's waking up in a foreign place? Well, I guess the fact that he's bewildered is probably the thing that makes it the fact that it's foreign, but, details. Are you nobility? I mean, possibly, considering his dress. He fell silent, and only the occasional crack of the fire and the hooting of the owls interrupted the stillness. I leaned back and ruminated over my meal, careful to leave some food untouched in case he changed his mind. There was that apple tart too. I'll save it for later. I wrapped up the cloth, only vaguely aware that the stranger was examining my every movement. It needled me slightly, but I decided not to comment. I did not want to do anything that would cause him to raise his guard even more. It was now dark, and I occasionally fed the fire, getting the feeling I was going to be spending the night. After what seemed like an eternity, he finally spoke. Who are you again? Orally, I'm from the town of Barry. And you? There seems to be like a slight pause. I wonder if the game just is not loading properly. Kerr. He reluctantly uttered his name, gazing into the fire. He seemed much calmer now. And how'd you get here? Yeah, if it seems like I'm pausing, it's not intentional. It's just the fact that, it's not, like, the button's not registering. You know what? I'm going to take this off and maybe see what happens. It's probably, maybe the fact that it's plugged in is not helping. His lips curled, almost smirking knowingly. You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you. You have unusual eyes and a strange fashion accessory over your ears. I think you can find your story credible. He flexed his hands, scrutinizing his fingers carefully. I didn't come here willingly. Out of all the places, I don't see why he decided to drop me in this low-born, simplistic... Cur? He glared at me, as if offended that I had addressed him directly. So, where are you from? I'm not particularly tied to any region. If it isn't obvious already, I'm not one of you. He tapped his knee, pudently? I'm one of the dragon, an earth dragon. He stated in full pride, with no ounce of humility. Dubiously, I inspected him from head to toe, taking note of the stone-like juts from his ears and his remarkable eyes. He balked at under my stare, but quickly regained his dignity. His eyebrows frowned fiercely. There we go. I can read. Reading is hard. So why would an earth dragon be here? It's not because I wanted to. He blurted out angrily, then touched his unique ears for comfort. I sighed, then tilted my head from side to side as I absorbed his explanation. Alright, I'll admit I'm not exactly accepting this as feasible, but I'm not dismissing it either. You can't transfer back? If I could, do you think I would remain in this pathetic body? So weak. I instinctively patted my sword hilt to counter that remark, but stopped when I saw him attempt to stand again.
Whoa.
It was like watching a toddler take his or her first steps, but instead of cutely coaxing, I fervently discouraged his efforts. We've already established that you're unfamiliar with this form. Besides, it's too dark to walk around aimlessly. I mean, you could just let him wander. Just if he wants to be a pain in the butt, just let him wander. He'll learn after he trips about a dozen times. Gotta knock the dragon down a little bit of a peg, even though the dragon's cool. Hello? I'll find a walking stick for you, and we can return to Barry, if you like. It'd feel wrong if I abandoned you in this state.
I don't need your help.
Are you saying I can't handle myself? I'm pointing it out. Realizing we were both escalating our voices, I looked away in a huff, not wanting to have our encounter turn sour so rapidly. An altar. I need to find an altar. You Heavenkind worship us, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Dragonkind were here first, so it's only natural we pay our respects. I admit, I thought dragons were more divine and irreproachable. Kerr was definitely giving me a different impression. I barely knew anything about the Dragonkind, though. They focus on their own affairs. You will take me there. It was a plain statement, not a suggestion or a plea. Why an altar? They're all Heavenkind made. How would it help you? He parried my question exasperately. It doesn't matter. Do you know where one is?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not one far from here. Oh, Lunar, thank you so much for the hydrate, and also welcome in. How are you? I will hydrate right now. Thank you. I feel like I'm going to need a lot of water because, you know, reading is hard. Okay, that works. Thank you. What's good indeed? Everything is fine. We are playing a very comfy story that was created in part by one of my favorite artists. So we're just enjoying things and watching Kerr here be a bit of a jerk. You know, details. How's everything with you? Hopefully everything is good. We're apparently dealing with a dragon, and apparently we need to get smacked down a few pegs. But we're probably gonna take him to an altar of some sort so he can do something. I don't know. There's not one far from there. There's a cave that leads to it. Relief washed over his face, and for once his scowl vanished. Good. We shall go there this instant. He obstinately tried to stand up again, but I lunged forward and firmly sat him back down. He gaped at me in disbelief, but my will was as stubborn as his. Good, stubborn brigade stubborn. Morning. We'll do this in the morning. Get some sleep and I'll find an ideal walking stick. I don't think you'll master bipedalism without some assistance, especially not in the day. And it'll be difficult if I have to physically support you the whole way there. So just take it easy tonight. I'll keep watch while you sleep. After my treatment, he fell silent and gave a reluctant nod, closing his eyes wearily. I sighed gratefully, feeling moderately triumphant over the battle of pig-headed. Oh, so you realize you're pig-headed too. Nice. Big good to play Tamagotchi Life right now? I haven't played Tamagotchi Life myself, but I've heard good things about it. How are you enjoying the comp? I know that the game is very comp, which is very befitting of the game that we're playing right now, but details. As Crow was grumbling, I leaned over and pulled a small blanket out of my bag. The temperature was still pleasant, even at night, but it was could cool rapidly, especially since it was the end of summer. It would be almost as if autumn was tomorrow. After returning some items to my bag, I reshaped it so it was a passable pillow, and again altered the curve, who seemed puzzled by its purpose. Believe me, you'll need something comfortable or you'll have trouble sleeping. Worse, you'll wake up with a sore back and get to the altar will be even more troublesome. Come on. You already slept on it once. I think you could figure out how to support your head with it again. I laughed sheepishly at my own stab at lightening the mood, but I could tell it wasn't working for Kerr. And he just disappears. He just evaporates into the oblivion. Disgruntled, he laid down on the side and experimented with a few positions before resting his head in satisfaction. At first, he refused to use the blanket, but as the temperature dropped, he discreetly pulled it towards him when he thought I wouldn't notice. So basically, he's a tsundere. Kerr is basically a tsundere, is what you're telling me. Totally what's happening here. It's fun. I had to stop one of the memes from confessing to a taking girl 3 times. Oh no. Oh no. I understand determination and things for confessing your love, but come on. Grief. Grief of the good variety. Probably the highest expression. He rolled back over so his back was to me and the campfire. I had the feeling of the initial shock took a lot out of him, and I admittedly it hadn't helped when he ruffled my feathers more than once. Now that he was sleeping, though, any irritation I still felt dispersed along with the summer heat. I would need to be mentally and physically prepared for tomorrow. Stay cool and collected as all of them. Oh, that's a good comparison. I had poked the fire and stayed on my watch until exhaustion beguiled me into resting my eyes for just a few minutes. Into a few hours. Into a few days. Into a few weeks. Poke it. When in doubt, poke it. Just poke it. Just poke him. I think the chibi art was done by wasn't done by Deji, but even still, it's stupidly cute. Kudos to the artist on the chibis. He does not look like he's having a good day. Hey. Oh please, I've had less sleep than you, and I'm already energized and ready to go. I don't believe that, Arlie, but sure, whatever floats your boat. Pouting, I poked Kerr some more with the walking stick I had fashioned for him. Fashioned the walking stick? It hadn't been easy to find a sturdy stick in a birch forest, but I had located a long one that would suffice. I had spent the morning carving off any bark and had even indented the top to make it easier to grip. Oh, okay, that's fair. Now it was my dragon prod. Yes, let's prod the dragon. Arlie, don't you know the story? Don't you know the saying of letting sleeping dragons lie? If he breathes fire on you or something like that, I am not going to be responsible. I am not going to be a witness. Up! Arise, secret dragon! Just smacks him. god, I was not prepared for that. Get it out! And I got your attention though, dude. Kerr hastily shot up, throwing off my blanket in a feeble attempt to hide the fact that he used it. I decided to counter his usual scowl with the perkiest, most cheerful grin I could muster.
Whoops, sorry.
Good morning! My buoyancy was genuine. For some reason, it satisfied me to know that my vivaciousness irked him. I could use my sunny disposition to my advantage. It'd be better than snapping at him at any rate. Stop poking me with that!
You're welcome.
It's your walking stick. Here, you're welcome. I turned it sideways and offered it to him. He warily gazed at it as if I was presenting a cobra instead. I mean, I don't know if Aurelie knows magic, but you could turn into a cobra if you keep acting up, my dude. But carefully grasped it. Cautiously, he pressed the stick against the ground as he stood up. I remained close, lest he topple over like yesterday. His fingers drummed against the carved handle, and he looked at me quizzically. You spent time on this?
Right.
Well, I wanted to finish it off with a pretty flowing ribbon, but I had a feeling you wouldn't like it. That glare, though. Grumbling, Kerr took a step forward, leaning on the stick before hesitantly taking another. With each step, he regained some confidence, and soon he was walking in a straight line, albeit with an uneven gait. He could not exactly break into a run or even a brisk stride, but it was a huge improvement from last night, estimating he could reach the cave leading to the altar by mid-afternoon. I quickly packed and followed him since I had a feeling the only thing on his mind was that altar. It's this way. I pointed towards the gentle incline, and Kerr narrowed his eyes resentfully. Going downhill would probably be difficult for him. As we headed towards our destination, I kept my distance at first, but gradually drew towards Kerr, one hand extended in anticipation of a stumble. Kerr balked and increased the distance between us, determined to progress on his own. Again, he's a freaking tsundere. However, his pace was excruciatingly slow, and he was unwilling to start any small talk. As the slope gradually steepened, his footing became more unsteady. I worriedly grabbed his arm for support.
Whoa.
What? He twirled around in surprise, and I actually did end up bracing him. For once he was stable again, I sighed. Look, I know you don't like me touching you, but if your priority is to get to the altar as soon as possible, I think you can shallow your dignity and accept my help. And besides, no one else is around us, to see.
I don't need your help.
You don't, and you've done enough. I don't need any more from you. He shifted his weight and started using the stick to ward me away from the word of using the stick to ward me away. I frowned disapprovingly. Hey, if you try to hit me with that thing, I'll confiscate it. Even I wouldn't I wouldn't do something like that. So you would do something else instead, basically. Gritting his teeth, he leaned heavily against one of the birch trees. When I get back, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. Who? My master. His curt answer stalled the torrent of questions piling up in my head. It would be poor of me to interrogate him when he was still obviously overwhelmed by the situation. Right now, the goal was more important.
Right.
Then, let's get you to that cave. You believe me? Everything I told you? Maybe you're just a very convincing actor, but I think even an actor would drop this charade after a while. Just as I was about to reach for him again, a low grumble pierced the forest. I glanced at Kerr in amused bafflement. He averted his eyes, but I could tell he was embarrassed. You know, if you're hungry, I'm not. Another complaint from his stomach. I think you'll be able to walk faster if you had something to eat. What do dragons eat anyway?
Annoying.
Meddling heaven kind. I rolled my eyes. Well, you have a heaven kind stomach now, and I doubt it will agree with a diet like that. But it does make sense that you wouldn't want to try the bread or cheese, and not dragon fresh rye or run dairy farms. It was then I remembered the apple tart. Even if Kerr found the pastry part detestable, the fruit would probably be familiar to him. I irked him to sit down. When he refused, I simply made myself comfortable on the ground first. Here, this is the closest thing I have to something found in nature. I could forage, but that would take even longer. What is that? It's a pastry. My dad owns a bakery. Or, you probably wouldn't understand that. It's basically a treat filled with a treat with apple filling. And I think some apricot jam? Thankfully, my dad prefers showing off his natural ingredients. As a result, the top of the tart had a thin slice of appetizing fruit covering with a lustrous yellow glaze. Oh, looks like pie. You literally just gave him apple pie. Okay, can I have some apple pie? I want some apple pie. Apple pie sounds amazing right now. I've actually never made apple pie. I kind of want to, and that's kind of a dish that I would like to take some time to learn how to make. I think the dough portion is the only part that I probably would have a problem with. Like, the overhead. I'd probably figure it out after some time, but you need, like, a freaking, like, a crap ton of apples. Like, I think the last recipe I saw was, like, 6 to 11 apples you need just for one pie, which is kind of insane, but, I mean, details? Kerr sniffed it warily. It must have been agreeable enough since he soon accepted the pastry. You're welcome. As soon as he started nibbling on it, he must have realized how famished he really was, because he quickly devoured the entire tart. I watched as he coughed slightly and wiped the crumbs off of his face, but his expression was unreadable. So, how was it? Anything tastes fine when you're starving. They do say that, hunger is the best spice. Or you just inhaled it so fast you didn't actually taste it. Well, it should tie you over until we reach the altar. Kerr grabbed his stick, and we resumed our trip. The extra sugar boost seemed to lift both the pace and his mood, although he stayed taciturn? What are these words I don't understand? I'm a writer, I don't understand half these words. But, well, at least he's content. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to go and get some like fruit and some cheese after this. I'm kind of hungry for that. As we continued through the forest, I stopped and groaned when I spotted some dark trees.
Oh no.
Those are Felfband trees? Completely forgot. We should probably go around them. Yelfband? Or Felfband? He peered at the thick gnarled trunks. What? Scared of the bark? It'll be quicker if we continue in a straight line. No, it's not about the trees. It what lies in them. They make perfect nests for avatarols.
The hell?
The hell are those? Those giant bird things. I thought you would know about them. I would if I understood your names. Why are you giving new names to everything? Anyway, we dragons were here first, and we've already established. I raised my hands to silence him, not wanting to make any unnecessary noise. He scowled, but a shrill cry startled us, both of us. Then what do you call that?
Whoa.
Usually food. Well, that'll be us now. Perched on one of the lower branches was a reptilian bird with scales running down its front. The rest of its body was covered in earth-toed feathers. Though probably no taller than 4 feet, its extremely wide wingspan and sharp talons made it a fearsome animal to encounter in the wild. A lizard bird? A bizzard? So we're basically fighting a bizzard, is what you're saying. Avatarols raised young way into the fall, so the mothers would be extra territorial this time of year. The bird ruffled its plume, making itself seem larger than it was, and prepared to launch itself at us. I immediately stepped in front of Kerr, gripping my sword as I took a defensive stance. Ooh, I like the sword. With Kerr's condition, an instant retreat wouldn't work. I'd have to guard him.
Whoa.
What are you? You're not planning to fight it, are you? Yeah. Do we have a short? Look out! I shoved Kerr off balance. Thanks to my quick reflexes, we narrowly avoided a slash from the Avatrol's talons. The wind whipped at my hair, and as debris fell up around us. I scrambled to my feet and sprinted forward, hoping to keep the Avatrol's. I hope I'm pronouncing that. Avatrolls, that's close enough. Attention away from Kerr. As it dove towards me, I slashed upward. It veered away, dodging my counterattack. Kerr, I'll keep it busy while you get away.
Bring it.
Are you stupid? I'm not leaving you behind. Kerr, I need you to take me to that altar. That's all he cares about. Maybe if you shut it maybe if you shouted the direction at me, I could get there alone. I'm kind of busy here. I can't get my bearings in the middle of battle. My aggravation was incentivized. Was incentive? Yeah. Was the incentive I needed to keep the Avatrol at bay. However, my training had never converted aerial attacks, and the bird's scaly front was like armor. Are you holding back? Well, it's just protecting its young. It's trying to kill you. You think I haven't noticed? Oh, for the wings, clip them. It won't hurt it, but it will stop it from flying. Just clip the tips. I widened my stance as I prepared for another attack. At the last second, I leapt to the side, slicing at an angle. My sword beautifully sheared the Avatrol's thick primary feathers. The monster swerved to the ground, its shoulders and head bearing the brunt of the crash. It let out a cry, and I felt a split second of guilt. That vanished with a yelp as the bird tried to tear me down with its talons. Luckily, the Avatrol was designed for swooping down at prey rather than running on the ground, so it could only hobble awkwardly. As it shrieked, Shriek! That's the noise that the Avatrol makes. It shriek. It's squeaking noise. What else would make a squeaking noise? I don't know. As it shrieked and furtively spread its wings, I retreated gratefully that it was even slower than Kerr. I wove through the trees until it finally gave up chasing me. Then, sighing in relief, I looped back and returned to Kerr, who was also at a safe distance. Looks like it gave up, but what about its young? He'll be fine. The feathers will grow back, and it can still hop to its nest. Its babies won't need to eat as constantly as at this stage anyway.
Thanks.
You sure know a lot about them. Thanks for the suggestion. He started digitally. I already told you, they're food. Of course I know about them. Soon the forest was quiet again, with only the sounds of our footsteps and the tap of Kerr's walking stick breaking the silence. Surprisingly, he did not protest when I suggested a safer route, nor when I walked nearly shoulder to shoulder with him. I had a feeling that starting a regular conversation would push my luck, so I kept my mouth shut and instead hoped for no more setbacks. Except when the Pirate Nation attacks, and then, ultimate setback. This is it? Yeah, it's not very far. It's not a very deep cave. You simply take a turn, and the altar is right there. That's it? No complex maze? No shiny sacred magic lakes with a guardian or anything? Hey, we did what we could. It's a modest altar. I take a deep breath and smile reminiscently. I haven't been here in years. I think I came before to make the occasional offering around harvest season. I gave Kerr a cheerful look, but he continued forward, ignoring my recollection. I shrugged and followed, quickly catching up to him. Kerr awkwardly knelt down before the altar, discarding the walking stick once he was comfortable. His eyes closed with a softened scowl, almost as if he was meditating. Suddenly, his mineral-like ears perked, and he stared directly at the statue. There was no change in atmosphere, but I could tell Kerr was angry, his hand tightly gripping his knees. I know we're connected. I demand that you remove this stupid curse. He fell silent. I looked around in amusement. Was he talking to someone? But even I could not hear the other half of the conversation. For some reason, that made me even more attentive as I tried to place everything together. You can't be serious. I said a few things, but huh? Yes, I met one. That's how I found the altar in the first place. He whirled towards me and blinked in confusion, as if studying me for the first time. I stiffened, wondering why he was staring at me so intently. Once he finally turned away, I relaxed, although I could not help but feel anxious about the discussion. What about me? Weak, pathetic, gives strange names to animals, doesn't seem to know much about Ishtara, or how the world works. So he's referring to Heavenkind in general, or just me? What? I guess their food is half decent, or something. What? No. You're not sending me to a pointless inspirational quest. I'm not a child. I can't even walk in this form. So your plan is... At that moment, a blinding light flashed from where Kerr was standing. I flinched in shock. What? Kerr? By the time I had knelt down and worryingly grabbed his shoulder, the flash had already disappeared. In one smooth movement, Kerr removed my hand and stood up without the walking stick. His eyes seemed focused beyond me, and he seemed nod to himself. Did your powers return or something? He extended his palm and lurched towards the ground, slamming it against the hard stone. As he proceeds to destroy it like he's a freaking demon. An entire cave shook. The tremor visibly and mentally shook him as well. And my heart pounded loudly. I felt so paralyzed that I couldn't even scream. Once I found my balance, I looked bewildered at Kerr, who stood smugly flexed his unharmed fingers. Who smugly flexed his unharmed fingers. Good Lord, I can read. I may need to take a stretch real quick because reading is hard here. You know what? I'm actually going to do just that. Guys, if you wouldn't mind just giving me 5 minutes to just recollect and do some stuff, maybe even get some tea or something like that, I would greatly appreciate it. Give me a few minutes. I will be right back with you guys. So you guys go ahead and do the same and stretch and all that fun stuff. Okay, sorry about that. I appreciate you guys giving me the moment to go ahead and just do a quick stretch and things like that. Plus, I wanted to get myself some tea as well and things. I think I'm a little bit more tired than I expected I was going to be as I'm reading and stuff like that. But it's okay because I have tea. Unfortunately, it doesn't have caffeine in it. But I think the fact of me drinking tea will help with the tiredness. So it will just make me comfy. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Raza. I appreciate it. All right, time to go ahead and poke Cure with a dragon prod again. At least that's what I personally want to do. But details. Once I found my balance, I looked bewilderedly at Kerr, who smugly flexed his unarmed fingers. I stared curiously at the capture expression. So he barely glanced in my direction. It's not exactly what I wanted. However, a portion of my original power and strength are back, along with my balance. I can actually be comfortable in this form now. He gave a dismissive kick to the walking stick, then promptly walked away from the altar. I mustered a small smile.
Right.
Well, that's promising at least. What will you do next? Do what he ordered me to do and become normal again.
I don't need you.
I can handle this on my own. Okay, Mr. Big Shot there. Yeah, reading tires you out so hard. Flashback to 8 hours of reading data for character. Oh my god, why did you do that? I know it's probably for a project, but oh my god, Raza. Rest! You can do things in fractions. My goodness. Don't make me put this cup of freaking the Pathfinder stream. Yeah, that'll do it. That's fair. It's Pathfinder. I did 4 hours each stream. Okay, that's yeah. There's a lot of words in Pathfinder. I really need to go back and play the game. I'm curious to see if they added any new jobs to it. I actually started the game playing as a God. What was the first character that I made? It was a sorcerer tiefling with a fey lineage. Yeah. And I had as a familiar, I had a white tiger, which did more damage, which actually could hit the enemy more than any of my spells could, what I was pissed about. I definitely need to go back and play the game. I kind of want to play a warlock, not gonna lie. So again, I'm curious to see if they've introduced any new like classes to the game since I got the game. I'm a mixed blood sorcerer with white hair and with white and silver dragon blood. Ooh, nice. Yeah, sorcerers seem to be the way to go, at least for like a beginner, because I had never played a game like that before. And I still might be a sorcerer, but warlock though. Warlock. I want to come up with some crazy lore. Not gonna lie, I've been doing some research as far as for D&D character, and I was looking at Warlock for something to do, and I found, at least for the 5th edition, God, what was the name of that? I think it's like the Cauldron spellbook or something like that. The one I guess that has like new rules that were relatively recently added. They added a new subclass for Warlock, where you could basically that was not an option for the game I play. That was not an option for the game I play. Garrett, fair enough. Fair enough. I am sad. God damn it. Wait, what Pathfinder game did you play? Was it the most recent one that came out? If so, that's the one that I have. Though I did find one that was essentially one. Ooh, okay. Well, when we get close enough to a warlock, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, like I saw that one of the sub jobs was basically you could make a pact with a genie, and I kind of want to make a genie just for the simple fact that at the very end I could do wish with the spell Wrath of the Righteous. Yeah, that's what I have too. That's what I got too. I want to use wish. Give me the ability to make reality bend to my will, and or have something stupid happen. God, I would love to, like, that. I totally would want to do a genie. And then you have, like, the reaction between, like, the genie and, I think I saw that one. Really? A warlock that can be with a genie, that can have a genie as a petition? Oh, if that's it, I am so playing the game again. I am so playing the game again. I want that. I need that. Inject that into my vein. Can you tell that I'm a big fan of just playing anything with mages? Funny enough, I will not play a wizard because trying to go and micromanage all those spells and things like that, and then figure out which one I want to keep and which one I don't want to do, I don't want to deal with that. And one of the alchemists is essentially a Pokemon master. Interesting. I have to relook at the jobs. Like, I have to relook at the classes again because I do not remember that being a subclass for alchemist. But well, I don't know. Hello, Kerr. Right, we gotta go poke you with a stick. So you don't need to follow me. I had to anyway. There was only one way out of the cave, but as soon as we were in the air, Kerr took off running with a grace and speed I'm sure no real heavy kind could ever replicate. I blinked once, and sure enough, I was alone. I scratched the back of my head, still absorbing what just happened. You're welcome? Burying my head in my hands, I shook my hair in frustration. Was I expecting something from this? Well, thank you would have been nice. I tapped my sword hilt for reassurance. It's what a knight does. They help the weak and demonstrate their generosity when it's needed. Well, Kerr's not weak anymore. He can definitely take care of himself now. I guess my duty's done.
Right.
Mission complete. Just some experience as a reward, and a discarded walking stick. Decided not to linger any longer, I started walking back to towards Barry. My parents would certainly be worried by now. To Barry! You capture your enemies in a bottle and use them as a summon. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh my god. Oh, that's awesome. You don't make your genies. You make everything into a genie. Welcome back. Chapter 2. Hey, we're making progress. I trekked back through the forest, careful to avoid any more wild animals. When I reached the spot where I previously set up camp, I decided to take a quick break to eat. I unwrapped my bread and cheese, poking half-heartedly at the grainy texture as I stared at the remains of the campfire. I was about to take a bite. As I was about to take a bite... Kerr, what are you doing? God damn it, Kerr, you are the biggest freaking tsundere. Like, literally grade A, like, top of the tier freaking tsundere. Just get your butt over here. I will feed you. Good lord. Don't make me hit you poking with the stick again. As I was about to take a bite, I had an odd feeling of discomfort and glanced sideways. Am I really imagining things? I sighed. Kerr, I know you're there. You don't have to hide. There was only silence at first, but I heard a slight rustle and turned my head again. Seriously, you just moved to another location. I hope you weren't going to wait until I was asleep to steal my stuff.
Shut up.
I wasn't planning on doing anything like that. Kerr reluctantly emerged from behind one of the bigger trees. His expression looked conflicted, and I could tell he did not want to be with me again. Awkward silence. Welcome back. Did you miss me? No, but then I realized I wouldn't be able to find the next altar without you. Well, you're out of luck. I don't know where the whereabouts of any other dragon cave, nor am I carrying more apple tarts if you're hungry. There's really is no reason to stick with me. You'll need to get another guide or find somebody else that can help. But I don't want to go through the trouble of fighting anyone else. At least until I get my bearings. I have no clue where to go from here. A small idea formed in my head. Wait, perhaps I could accompany Kerr to Oliver. If I explain the situation to Mom, maybe she'll consider writing me the night recommendation letter.
Right.
Then if you like, I'll accompany you to Barry. From there, we can travel to Oliver. It's a huge city. You could probably find directions to the other altars there. Does that sound acceptable? He grumbled in agreement and sat down on the fallen log I was using, but near the edge to leave plenty of space between us.
Look.
My master also asked for me to interact with Heavenkind more. And I've already been with you long enough. Nice to know I'm tolerable to be around. And your master doesn't seem that bad. He had an interest in working with Heavenkind. I guess he didn't like it when one of his pupils didn't share his point of view. I grinned wryly. At least he was kind enough to curse you with some clothes. I didn't think dragons normally wore clothes. Is that a spell, or are those the general article? Kerr tugged at his shirt, as if suddenly aware of it. I think it's a spell? It won't wear off or anything, will it? He scoffed. I assure you, the spell won't wear off for my clothes. It's just that I don't want to glance back during, I don't know, the heat of battle and catch you stark naked.
Shut up.
Wouldn't that be a sight? Like, you see the surprise on somebody else's face and you turn around and there's Care butt naked. Not gonna lie, I only hope that happens. Yeah, that face, right? It's so good. It's so good. Denji did such a good job with the animation for her art. It's so good. God, makes me love visual novels and stuff. You know what would be fun? You know what would be fun? There's a visual novel which is technically speaking the first visual novel that I ever read for myself. I'd love to go and do a stream for that particular one. Maybe we'll do one. Maybe granted that's a bit of a long one, and perhaps it might be fun just to maybe do one of the routes, and then after the fact, see if people like the stream and would want me to do more. I'll be honest. I've been thinking about doing more just story-based stuff since, fan of writing and all that stuff. And maybe that might be a fun direction to take things in. We'll play our RPGs and games and stuff like that, but maybe just having a one day a week or a few days a week where we're just dedicated to story time would be kind of fun. Just find a nice visual novel or story game to go and play, like the Zero's Escape series or anything like that, and just enjoy. It'd be kind of fun. I don't know. That'll never happen. Jeez, why are you interested in seeing me shirtless? If you want, I can take these right off.
Stay focused.
Please, no. I trust in the magical sustainability of your clothes, so please keep them on. Besides, you'll stay warmer that way. Is that why Heavenkind wear them? Something like that. I pulled off some of the bread and popped it into my mouth. Hello? Kerr watched briefly with interest before haltingly averting his eyes. Let me guess, you're hungry as well? I don't know what Heavenkind consumes, but I don't think I could eat what I normally would. As he pursed his lips, I handed him the rest of the bread. He arched his eyebrows in surprise at the offering. That's fine, I had a small breakfast, and I'll be back in very soon. Without bothering to expect it, like he did with the apple tart, Kurt crammed the bread into his mouth. I stifled a laugh since I had a feeling dragons had no concept of chewing. Oh my god. Zero's Escape's fun. I should replay them sometime. Oh my god, I love the Zero's Escape series. It's one of my favorite games. The original. I definitely want to go and replay the other two games at some point in time, which is something I'm hoping to do. I gotta ask a buddy of mine who I collabed with to do this with, and see if she would be available to maybe start streaming that game again. That was so much fun. That was so much fun doing it the first time. We were at it for a few months, but we had a lot of fun. It was nice. It was nice hanging out with her too. So who knows? Maybe we'll go and play some stuff. Speaking of story content, oh no, you're working on more lore stuff there, Raza. I hope so. Please indulge me with your secrets. Refuse to explain what. That's fair. That's fair. I may or may not be in the same boat of creating and working on some stuff and some things. So. Good tea. Sorry. Had to check on something real quick. I stifled a laugh since I had a feeling dragons had no concept of chewing. but as a more regular thing. Oh. So, it's something that you're, that's all I'll say. Gotcha. Fair enough. That is good. Propping an elbow on my knee. I watched him, popping an elbow on my knee. I watched him in amusement. I was also feeling a little unimpressed with how dismissive he was towards me. Really, Annalie? Really? Really? You give me the option to mess with somebody and it's there. Like, you give me the option to mess with somebody, I'm going to take the option to mess with somebody. Like, is this even a question? The original is my favorite too. It's the only one that a whole complete experience. 2 had its cliffhangers, and 3, well, you kind of need to have played the prior games to get the most out of it. Yup, that's fair. That was my take on it as well. That was very much my take on it as well. They did leave it as a cliffhanger. Though, I imagine it was enough of that, yeah, the first game was definitely the most complete. Apparently, the director for the Zero's Escape apparently does the game in such a way where it's supposed to have an ending. So, just in case a sequel wouldn't happen, it would be fine. But then it'd leave enough to where you could do a sequel. The second game really it did have closure for the main story, but yeah, it did lead into some stuff that was going to take place eventually, which we never got any closure on, unfortunately. But, you know, details. I still hold the games in high regard, and I do want to replay them again, because what I'd like to do is I would like to compare them to the, to AI Somnium. I want to play AI Somnium. I want to compare them to the AI Somnium games. So, since he had 5 games under his belt, I want to see which one of the 5 that I played are my favorites of the bunch. Definitely, it's still probably going to be the original Zero's Escape, but I want to think on it long and hard, especially considering I just played the second. I finished the second game a few weeks ago for Somnium, and that was awesome. I love that. Like the stuff that they added and the twist that they added at the end, towards the second half of the game, was great. That I felt like was missing from the first game in my opinion. We're gonna go Tears the Dragon. I lowered my voice to intimidate him. Oh, Aurelie, I'm so eternally grateful. You are the best that Heavenkind has to offer, and I'm so glad you helped me, feed me, and led me to where I needed to go. Oh my god, that bass. Where would I be without your immeasurable kindness? Thank you. Kirk coughed violently as he tried to respond and failed as I continued. Yes! I need to get the second AI I hear. Oh my god! It is, without spoiling anything, it's better than the first. It is better than the first. Hands down. It is hands down better than the first. The first let the framework for the world of AI. The second one just goes off on the rails. It's so good. I highly recommend taking the time to play that. I love Nirvana Initiative. It's so good. Oh my god. Especially some stuff that I found at the end, which we did on my stream for AI. I would recommend you just finding out about it on your own. But oh my god, it's so good. Kyuji, my dude! Hey! What's going on, man? How are you? Long time no see, dude. How's everything? How is the Black Ace doing? We are playing, we're actually playing a game from one of my favorite artists called, Autumn's Journey. Which is kind of fitting considering Autumn's tomorrow, so... I've been meaning to play this game because the artist is one of my favorite artists. So and they have they have been inspiring me in my works for years because this is essentially their brainchild. So I'm just happy to be playing it and such. I'm doing the most excellent, been dealing with work, D&D, and voice chat art roleplays. Nice. Okay, so things are going good on your end. That is awesome. I see the D&D, and I am sure there's many people that are very, very happy to hear that. I'm actually, funny enough, we were just talking about D&D. I'm thinking about making another character outside of my Necromancer But I was thinking about looking into a warlock because magic. Literally magic. Magic is the thing. Like, I refuse to play a class that is not magic based. That is just, I'm too stuck on the magic thing to do anything else. Sorry, I have tea. But yeah, right now we are currently playing as Anna Lee, who is helping this dragon turned human, or heavenkind as they're called, as he goes on a journey to try to get his body back. Hilarity ensues. It is very good. It is very good. I feigned a sweet smile and sweet giggle and fluttered my fingers towards him.
You're welcome.
Oh, Kerr, it was nothing. You're most welcome. After pounding his chest and then swallowing loudly, Kerr tried to speak up. What? Before he could start, I stuffed the last portion of cheese into his mouth. I kept my hands there, and we exchanged a meaningful look. His quizzical stare softened, and I took a step back. He showed up with cheese. He stopped him with cheese. That's great. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hilarity is always fun, especially when you're messing with somebody. It's always great. It's nothing. You finished eating. I'm going to take a quick walk. I stalked off before he could answer. I approached the riverside, crouched down, and splashed my face with water, rubbing my forehead and cheek. Then I inhaled deeply and ruffled my hair, careful not to snag on my braid. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. A knight was supposed to be courteous, generous, kind, just, honorable, and help those in need. And here I was, struggling to maintain a calm demeanor. There was something about Kerr's attitude that always got me worked up. Well, that and him showing some gratitude would be nice. Or was it wrong for me to seek it in the first place? I still have a long way to go before I'm more like Mom. How does she do it? I grabbed a flat polished rock and stood up, throwing and catching it a few times while pondering what to do next. First things first, Kerr will be returned to Barry with me. I need to take the stock on supplies and figure out where the next altar is. I tossed the rock and caught it again. Does he expect me to travel with me for the whole time? Or until Oliver? I wonder if I'm mentally prepared for this. I mean, if anything, this is night training for you, so why not just take it in stride and then see it all the way through? You know, who knows what will happen? You'll probably just go on some crazy adventure. Just, so long as it's not Eludian night training. We don't talk about Eludian night training. Eludian night training doesn't exist. Guys, just know, guys, whatever. Don't let anybody tell you. Don't let any of the other magisters tell you. Night training, Eludian night training, Eludian squire training does not exist. It doesn't happen. It didn't happen. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it happening, chat. No. I don't want to think about it. Not again. Not again. Anywho, what was I talking about? I wasn't talking about anything important, I'm sure. Skip! Gripping the stone, I threw it into the water at an angle. It skipped a few times before disappearing completely. I bit my lip, not pleased with my 3-hop achievement. I could probably get 7 rebounds on a good day. That's nuts! I'd love to learn how to skip rocks like that. I should get back. I wonder if Kerr's already got impatient and left. Just as I turned to leave, I heard a loud splash and immediately whirled around, unsheathing my sword. Yeah! I angled the blade upward and widened my stance. Dragon! It's a water dragon! Sounds like my training that my ancestors gave me. The one that I don't recall. We don't talk about that old training to get to where we are today. No. Never happened. It never happened. It never happened. Also, dragon. Bursting from the water was a large serpent-like dragon with a translucent ridge down its back. That's gorgeous! Oh my god! Look at this! Look at the detail in this! This is so good! How did she do this? I'm not sure if I know that she did like some of the backgrounds of the character art, but I know she had a helping hand as far as doing like the background art, so I don't know if she made the dragon herself, but if she did, oh my god, look at this! God damn it! So good! It flapped its wing-like fins, head extending beyond the shore. I gripped my teeth, searching for a weak point, but kept my distance. Tightening my grasp of my sword, I looked the dragon directly in the eye. It recoiled when it saw my weapon, withdrawing its head, but made no further movements. It didn't appear to be hostile. I slowly sheathed my sword, but kept it firmly gripped on my hilt. A mist formed around the dragon, and I stepped back, unsure of whether to retreat or wait. It seemed to vanish as the mist overtook it, and I squinted. Oh, it turned into a person too! Moments later, I spotted a rather hazy figure.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. There you are. I blinked. Look at this handsome man. Or dragon. Dragon man? Dragon kind? Ready to get our terms right here. I want to make sure I'm calling people the right things. I blinked as I leafed Heavenkind Liveth? I don't know how to pronounce that. A Heavenkind person appeared before me. He had similar ears as the Water Dragon, so I could safely assume that they were one and the same. He also had brilliant teal-colored hair, which I had never seen before. He fidgeted with his hands and gave me an apologetic look.
Are you okay?
I didn't mean to, frighten you. His wide eyes disarmed me completely. I could only wave my hand frantically to reassure him. No, it's fine. I didn't mean to frighten you with my sword. It's just sort of instinctive and it's understandable. You didn't know what my intentions were and I probably looked intimidating. We both stopped and exchanged an awkward smile. At first, it was a giggle, but I soon started laughing, then rubbed the back of my head sheepishly. He joined in with his own gentle chuckle, and any tension we felt from our rather intense encounter dissolved instantly. I think more similar to light. Okay, light humankind. Got it. That makes more sense. So what are you here for? I'm looking for someone. He should be around here, and he would have had unique ears like mine, and... You mean Kerr? Are you Kerr's master? His eyes widened. Me? Oh, no. I actually a pupil for somebody else, but I know his master well. His arms raised and glanced at his sleeve, tugging on them before inspecting the rest of his clothes. It was then I could see his long hair tumbled over his shoulders, complete with a flowing purple ribbon. Oh, I want to see the ribbon. You look fine. Aw, you even transformed with a braid already in place. That's cute. He grinned cheerfully, seemingly pleased with himself.
Thank you.
Kevin, girl. There you are. I have a name. There's Kerr. Hi, Kerr. Hi, ultimate tsundere. Kerr approached us perpetually and gave the new boy a superstitious glare. The boy balked slightly and glanced shyly away. I heard a large splash and came to check. Who are you? I'm... Lumari? Or Lumari? Let's go Lumari. We've met a few times. Kerr gazed at him so intently that Lumari squirmed uneasily. Stare. Nope, don't know you. And how did you find me anyway, Lumari? The poor boy! Leave this poor boy alone, Kerr! He is doing his absolute best! Is it, okay, it's Omari. It's Elmari. It's Elmari. Got it. Poor boy. This poor boy. Omari, I overheard our masters talking, and Master Bedros mentioned you, so I... Kerr groaned loudly. Let me guess. They sent you. They got turned into a human form. No, well, here's the thing, Kyoji. Amari changed into a human form on his own. Kerr was cursed into a human form by his master, so he's stuck like that. Probably has something to do with him being a jerk, but detail. Sure, they sent me to supervise your assignment. So please take me with you! Kerr and I exchanged glances. Look, Ellie, Amari, whatever. This isn't exactly something I want to do, nor do I want more company to slow me down, unless you can fly. Omari's face fell. and can instantly take me to the next altar, I'm not interested. Go back and tell our masters I can handle this myself. But, I sighed and stepped in, raising a hand to touch Kerr's shoulder. You don't need to. Kerr flinched from the physical contact, and I mentally kicked myself for forgetting already. Right, no touchy. Anyway, I think Omari will prove useful. He did say that the masters wanted this, right? They placed their trust in him for a reason. Omari shifted his eyes and glanced at the ground. Right.
I promise.
I promise, I won't be a burden. And if I am, well, I can go back. Kerr grumbled and merely walked downstream, waving dismissively.
I don't care.
Do what you want. Just promise you won't lecture me or do anything of that nonsense. I already get enough of it. Promise. Oh. Omari just hopped into place. Omari smiled so bright that I couldn't help but grin as well. I turned to him and offered a hand. He tilted his head quizzically. Looks like we'll be traveling companions, at least for a while. This is an offer to shake hands. It's a greeting between humankind. Omari extended his hand, and I gave it a firm shake. Pleased to meet you. I'm Arlie. Pleased to meet you too.
Thank you.
And thank you for convincing Kerr. Thank you? Pardon?
Thanks.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting to hear those words. I have a feeling you and I will get along swimmingly. Swimmingly? He glared back at the river and chuckled. Is this heavenkind humor? Something like that, but it usually elicites more groans than laughter. Don't worry. God damn it, they're immune to puns. Chat, dragons are immune to puns. We can't use puns here. 0 out of 10, worst game ever. I'm kidding. Come on, we should probably get going before Kerr decides to ditch us both. I don't have any more food to lure him back. About food and heavenkind needs, I researched a bit, but I'm not completely familiar. Don't worry, my dad makes food for a living, so you'll learn a lot about it. He nods happily. With that, we quickened our pace before Kerr could yell at us to hurry. I wonder how they'll react to enter a heavenkind town. And now our traveling brand is good to go. I can confirm dragons are immune to puns, not immune to shiny loot. Fair. Chapter 3, Barry! Yeah! Off to Barry we go. Now I want cake. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. I want to check on something real quick. I did say that I wanted to grab, like, a possible snack for myself, but I don't know if the place that I want to go to is going to be open after stream, so give me a second. Hold on a second. Bryce! Hey! Welcome! Thank you so much for the raid! Hello, Raiders! Welcome in! Oh my god! You caught me off guard there. I was trying to look to see if a place was still open for food later on tonight. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out, my dude. Welcome! How's everybody doing today? Give me a second. Guy, perfect. Aha! And it actually worked this time. Yes! Wonderful. Yo, you good? Yeah, I'm doing good today. We're just being comfy and playing a game that I've been looking forward to playing. Help made and drawn by one of my favorite artists. So I am very happy right now. How are you, Bryce? Where were you guys playing? What was going on? Please tell me. I must know. As I take more of my vanilla tea and search to see if the place that I want to go to will still have the cheese and the fruit that I want to have. Let me see. Okay. Okay. All right. It looks like it's open until like 10:30 or so. So okay, cool. I have plenty of time. Awesome. Yes, I'm probably gonna go and get some cheese and some fruit after all of this. Probably the weirdest combination of things for a snack to get right now, but I just want cheese. I want cheese and fruit. Actually, you know what? I might go to the grocery store and do something and maybe get some stuff instead, but we'll see. We did a full group for Tiny Tina game? Tiny Tina game? I'll I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with Tiny Tina at all. Though, I feel like I've heard maybe inklings of the name Tiny Tina, but I don't know its relationship to. But what's the game? I assume it's an RPG. It's a Borderlands spin-off. Oh, Borderlands spin-off. Got it. Okay. I will say I have not played Wonderlands. Got it. I have, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Oh, I've seen the artwork for this game before. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. All right, it's Borderlands, but with D&D. Oh, that's cool. Fantasy Borderlands. Okay, that's, not gonna lie, that's kind of cool. I did see somebody in a witch's hat, so I was like, oh, interesting. Maybe I'll have to give it a look. I'll have to give it a good look-see. I am definitely interested now. Again, never played the Borderlands games, but I know friends who are big fans of it and such like that, but, Oh my god. Well, Bryce, I am so happy to have you here, my dude. Like I said, we're just being comfy and things. Oh, for those of you guys, before I forget, for those of you guys who are new here and have never seen me before, hello, I am Kean Dark, Elven Knight from the land of Alunia. It is a pleasure to meet you all. Where, like, today, normally more chaotic things would happen, but tonight we're being comfy. Comfy is good. I like comfy. But other times I like chaos. Mostly chaos, but, details. I want to play them, but not alone, and I can't find people to play them. Oh, that sucks. Well, here, let me say this. Let me see if I look into the game and see if it's something that definitely looks interesting. I wouldn't mind playing it with you, my dude. I will have to do my research though first. I am I already have another game that I'm looking to go and play very soon. So that's coming out next month. So I wanna make sure that I alleviate time for that. I'm excited for the game that's coming out next month. I just realized that next month Gotham Knights is coming out. And it's Batman, it's Arkham, and the Arkham games, so it's gonna be amazing probably with RPG element. I have to play it. Like I love the Arkham games so much. They're so good. Good to be here, my dude. Oh, I'm happy to hear. I'm happy for that. I'm happy. The Borderlands games are good looter shooters. So I hear. I just never had a chance. You know what the thing is? For the longest time, I never had a system that could play looter shooters, so I never really played them all that much growing up. Except if I had friends that had the systems as well. We're in an AR group for it, but yeah, hook me up. Hook me up and I can make a new character. Okay, sure. I'll let you know. Like I said, if it's something that I definitely seem interested in, I will give it a go. Especially if we're all gonna stream it and stuff. That does sound fun. I would like to play more games with people. It'd be good. Also, we have arrived in the late afternoon. Barry was a small farming community nestled by the riverbanks, perfectly situated in between large cities. I keep looking at the artwork for this, and I know I keep stopping here. We're never gonna get anywhere, and that's fine. I can't. There's another game. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the game company or the group known as Pixel Fade. They focus on doing visual novels and such that are just really wacky and just absolutely. They're typically like really wacky. But they're really well done, and like the artwork on it is pretty good with it too. I got into it by playing a game called Crystalline, which I am a huge fan of the game, and I've been looking to go and replay it again, considering Crystalline. When I was playing it, I was playing the demo version, like as it was coming out. So I really want to play I never got a chance to actually play like the full game, so I want to do that one day. Crystalline, plus it has like a lot of voice actors and things. Like funny enough, if memory serves me correctly, I think Annalie, a la Monarch, actually voices one of the main characters, and she does such a phenomenal job. Annalie does such good work. It's so good. It's hilarious. I want cuddles. Okay, we're gonna make some time for that one day. Oh, I love that game so much. Warframe and Borderlands is the good ones, if you ask me. Might add, some might add Destiny 2, but personally I have issues with that one. That's fair. That's totally fair. I'm for a fan of Destiny 2. I like the gameplay. I know there's things about it that people don't necessarily are a fan of. But granted, I play the game in spurts. So here, like, I'll play, like, little bits here and there, and then stop playing, and then go back to it again, and then stop playing, and then that's kind of how I do stuff as well. I will say this, though. I will say this. Freaking, God, what was the name of that? What was the name of that expansion? Oh, God, what was the name of that Destiny expansion? Freaking... Oh, I cannot remember the name. What is the name of that expansion? What is it called? Forsaken. That's what it was. Forsaken. Yes. For freaking Forsaken. Forsaken was amazing. I loved Forsaken. Like, that was what hooked Destiny for me as well. The story was just so well written. Even though I didn't, like, I kind of sped through, like, the first two main stories and things. Like, Forsaken was just great. Many tears were to be had. Oh, my God. Oh, I got bad news. They removed all... Wait, what? What? They moved... Why? I know they removed, like, different patches and stuff like that for other games, for, like, other, like, planets and stuff like that, which, I mean, it is what it is, but they took out the whole Forsaken storyline? Oh, no! That sucks! Huh? That sucks! Man! Forsaken was so good! I mean, it's their game and they can do whatever they want with it, but... Man, that sucks. Forsaken was such a good story. Like, the main story for Forsaken was so good. Like, I was a huge fan. Them removing story is my main issue with it. Okay. It's not okay. No, I can totally agree with that. People paid for that. Yeah, especially if you put the money to go and pay for that and then just have them to swipe it away and you can't, like, replay that anymore. I can definitely see why. I can definitely see why. And they're still they're still selling the Destiny expansion. I know they're still selling the Destiny expansions, which is kind of what I expected they were going to do when they were going to more free to play. But are you saying they are selling? They're still selling Forsaken, which that doesn't make any sense if they took out the main story for Forsaken, though. What? That's odd, huh? I didn't know that. That's unfortunate, man. I like Forsaken. Forsaken was fun. God, oh no, I hope they didn't take my Whisper of the Worm with it too. I like my Whisper. My Whisper was my weapon. I like that weapon. I spent so much time trying to solo that freaking dungeon. I finally was able to do it. That would be unfortunate, but I mean, it's their game. We can hoop and holler all we want to about it, but, you know, details. Man, that sucks. But what can you do? So long as I get to keep my freaking Ace of Spades, that'll be a good consolation. Wait, that was in Forsaken 2. Yeah, the go get the new gear part is reason number 2. I mean, it's supposed to be like an RPG, so I kind of expect that, but yeah, it can be a bit of a pain. That's fair. That's totally fair. Sorry if you had to find out like that. Oh no, I mean, it is what it is. It's unfortunate. Like, I am disappointed that they took out one of the best parts that I enjoyed about the game personally. But I mean, it's kind of one of those is what it is. I'm not the devs, so I imagine they had their reasons or something like that. And who knows? Considering that was around when they left, that was around the time when they were leaving the other company to kind of do their own thing. perhaps there's a reason, there's other reasons outside of because they wanted to that they had to remove it. There might be, the thing is when it comes to game development and stuff like that, I imagine there's just stuff that we just don't ever see and probably will never see or know about. So as the old saying goes, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear when it comes to that type of stuff. So disappointing, yes. Upsetting a little bit, but I mean, that's what it is. To be fair, I'm spoiled by Warframe and Guild Wars who don't do that. I mean, yeah, that's fair too. I mean, let's put it this way. At the very least, it's not like the whole freaking... It's not like the whole Anthem debacle. Anthem makes me sad. Anthem makes me sad. I loved Anthem. The concept was so good. And now it's gone. And now I'm sad. I want Anthem. What's Anthem? So, Anthem was basically their own attempt at a Destiny-like game. Yeah, what's Anthem? It's dead. Yeah, the server's closed. Yeah, I figured as much. Despite all the bugs and everything like that, the game was actually really solid. It was a lot of fun. I want to be able to fly around in Iron Man suits again. It was so good. That was disappointing. That was really disappointing. I started playing Destiny Day. I'm sorry. I started playing Anthem Day 1. So I was a huge fan. I even got like the collector's edition too. I was all in have it as being like a secondary game to play. It was so much fun. The demo blew me away, and then all of that happened. So it was kind of like, eh. I never got to the end of the game, unfortunately, so I could see how that campaign went. But I mean, what can you do? Though, it's why I love Warframe so much. Yeah, Warframe's probably the closest thing to Anthem that we have. I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to really touch Warframe. I'm finding out that I'm having trouble keeping up with all my games. Like, between all the mobile games that I play, then, of course, the other games that I play as well, like Genshin, 14, and Warframe adding on to that too. It's really hard for me to keep up with everything. So I'm struggling to go back to certain games because I feel so overwhelmed to play one game. I can't. I literally can't. So it's I gotta figure out something of what to do when I have all these games. Maybe, I have to say, maybe I need to consolidate what games I want to just focus on playing. And then just stick with those and just call it a day. Maybe sprinkle in some other games if I'm bored or something like that. But beyond that, I can't just keep up with all of this stuff. It's impossible. Honestly, I'm thinking of dropping one or two. Yeah, I want to do it as well. The thing is, though, some of the games that I would be playing, I invested a lot of time in, and trying to give that up would be very hard for me. I think what I probably, I think what I probably need to do, maybe I need to do it in cycles. I think maybe that's what we need to have happen. Maybe I need to play some games in cycles. Maybe have ones that I will focus on at certain times. And yeah, maybe I won't be able to get all the cool items and stuff like that and things. But, I mean, if I don't have time to do it all, I don't. For FGO, which is probably one of the games I put the most time into, there's an event going on right now, and I do not feel motivated to do the event. Even though I probably should for, the items and stuff like that, I just don't feel motivated. And I think that's okay. Because at the very, for the most part, I play the game for the main story and the servants and the gameplay more than anything else. So, I'm, when the main story is, not in a lull, I'll play certain events if they interest me, but beyond that, it's fine with me. Yeah, it's what I started doing. Focus on some, also have some one-shots of others. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Yeah, what I'll probably end up doing is maybe I'll probably end up consolidating it to maybe for main game mobile games, it will probably be FGO and then Cookie Run Kingdom. Thankfully, Cookie Run Kingdom I don't have to put that much time into on a daily basis. I can just do quick dailies and just call it a day. Same thing with FGO, so it's not that bad. So I don't have to like super focus on anything. Unless like there's like an event or something like that. And then maybe like sprinkle in some Octopath since I really hasn't progressed since the first day, even though I constantly roll the free stuff that they give us. I want another 5-star. I haven't rolled another 5-star yet. I'm determined. And I want to come start the game until I have another 5-star of some sort. And then for like 3D games, Genshin and FGO. Like Genshin and then Final Fantasy 14. I put way too much time in 14 to stop even now, even though I'm not as motivated to do like the hard content like I used to be. And then, of course, Genshin's just Genshin. I'm enamored by that story and just the characters and the lore and stuff. I don't want to give that game up. I love Genshin. Like, Genshin's definitely up there for me. But we'll see. Not only that, I have like other like actual games that are like not out of the box yet that I need to actually go and play and finish too. So it's gamer life's hard. Gamer life's so hard. Anyway, we have a story to read about a girl, a dragon, and a girl and 2 dragons and stuff. So let's do this. Oh, Prince! Hello! Welcome in! How are you? Oh, I need to become Chibi? You want me to become Chibi? I can do Chibi. Hold on a second. Let me go to just BRB really quickly. I will make sure I do a change. Hold please. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go and do some quick magic, but now I am small. Thank you so much for the redeem. And only so. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully things will get better and stuff. Like, come on, please take a seat. We are getting comfy. Actually, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in here. I'm gonna zoom in here really quick. Let me zoom in. Let me just get bigger on the screen here. Let me grow. There we go. Okay, we're good now. Just been sick. Cold or something. The COVID test was happening. Ah, okay. Yeah. Normally the sick always seems to come around towards this time of the year, so that's always rough. I hope you feel better. I would offer you some vanilla tea if I could give it to you, but unfortunately I cannot. But I can give you tea in spirit and maybe a hug if you will take a hug. Been working on ideas for my RPG in my free time. Oh, that's good. That's good. I know that's been a bit of a big project for you, so that is good. We're actually playing a game right now. This game is all I can't talk. My God, Autumn's Journey a lot of the art and the story concept was created by one of my favorite artists and her partner, and I have been following them forever. Like, literally, like, almost for a couple decades. I love their art. I love her art so much. And her work has inspired me to make my own stories and stuff when I was younger, and that's carried on in today. So I went to play the game. Gonna have to rebuild again and buy more plugins. Yeah, don't you love that? But that's kind of the creation process. That's how that works. Barry was a small farming community nestled by the riverbanks, perfectly situated between larger cities. It had at least 3 dozen houses, many with their own farmland and sprawling orchards beyond the river. Of course, it also had an inn for travelers, which was becoming more popular thanks to the improved roads.
Wow.
Look at this good boy. He's just happy. This boy is just happy to be here. Amari's he's just a good bead. Somebody give him head pats. Can we give him head pats? I would like to give him head pats, please. Amari seemed thrilled, gasping over every little thing while his eyes excitedly darted from one house to the next. Kerr simply rolled his eyes and remained withdrawn as we walked over to my family's house. I admitted I was concerned. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it. Oh, is there a save function? I feel like there's a... I forgot to save. We haven't saved this entire time. Oh. Yeah, let's come over this. God, last time I played this game was last year. February of last year. Good lord. What the heck am I doing with things? My turn. I admit I was concerned. Their ears weren't exactly natural, and Omari's hair color was striking even from a distance. There were a few people who passed and gave curious glances, but they relaxed when they saw that I was accompanying the boys. You knew everyone at Barry, especially if you've lived here for most of your life. When we reached my house, I motioned over to Omari and Kara. Can you two wait here for a bit? I need to talk to my parents first. I can't just invite strangers in. Is it some sort of heaven-kind formality? Yeah, formality. Something like that. That's why it's important you two don't wander off.
Of course.
Right! And Kerr is just like, whatever. I mean it. I opened the door and closed it behind me, stepped into the cozy room. The plugins I want will do my zombie city perfectly, of having vending machines, taking non-currency items and making them limited sales. That's kind of cool. It's interesting the things you can do, the little micro things the little micro things you can do as far as the games are concerned. That actually makes the game more, I guess, more engaging, perhaps. Yeah, more engaging. That's the word I'm looking for. Ooh. Okay, not gonna lie, the sofa looks like something that I used to sell at my last job. That pattern looks very strikingly familiar, as does the sofa. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh my god, that's awesome. That's fun. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Mom? Dad? I hope they didn't leave to search for me. That would be partially my fault. Aura? Mom! Oh, hello, Mama Aura. I was embraced in a tight hug. My mother worriedly checked my face before stepping back. Lady Bayard, where were you? Your dad got all anxious, and I kept telling him you would be alright. But when night came, I'm fine. The reason why my scouting took so long was because I bumped into two travelers. She pursed her lips and tapped her chin. They're not anemiacs. They're not anemiacs? Nope. Any mystical-looking pendants on them? They have some simple jewelry, but no pendants. Dark and mysterious Lee Bear, I feel like you've done this before! I'm pretty sure not. One is a spoiled brat, and the other, it seems like he would be the youngest of a dozen siblings. She sighs in relief. Good. I've had too many troubles and experiences with people like that. Let them into the village, and the next instant it's on fire. Let them into the village, and the next instant it's on fire. That's my girl.
Right.
Always thinking of everything. Where's Dad? I'm starving. She laughs at my carefree comment. He should be back soon. She leaned to one side, looking past me. You can let your friends in if you like. I turned to see Lamari gingerly tapping the glass. Oh, this Maggie's like a puppy trying to get inside! Oh my god! Lamari, he's such a good boy. Oh, I love him. He's good. He is a good. But mostly just developing the last world ideas for my game, settling on Greek Christian style, emphasis on heaven and snow by surrounding mountains. Yeet! Gotta love most stories nowadays are just a combination of just multiple lores kind of mixed and mashed and things like that. For this, mixed and matched, glob together to make to make it unique. I can talk. I feel like we're getting towards the end of this. Although I thought that I'd have more time to finish this game, but I guess maybe not. We might have to go and do this we might have to finish this game another day. We'll see. We'll do a little bit more. We'll do a little bit more and then go from there. I turned to see Umari gingerly tapping the glass, then putting his hands all over it in bafflement. He looked like a I love that boy. He's good.
Wow.
What is this brilliant substance? You can see beyond it, but it's a barrier. Not from around here? You can say that. Once we sat down at the table, Kerr was content leaning against the wall, being sullen, as you do, being tsundere. I quickly explained the situation. I left out the punishment since I had a feeling Kerr would get embarrassed. Here, in the first place, they'd be observing our customs and looking at some of the altars we built. That sounds wonderful. I know there's been more interactions between both races lately, but I'm out of the loop now. Mom used to be the captain of the guard for the city of Oliver, but had long since retired. She kept busy performing various protection services for travelers and merchants, patrolling Barry, and even teaching sword fighting. We were hoping to leave first thing in the morning, and walk the whole way? I glanced at Kura Omari. I could always swim, but it'd be harder to navigate this river recently. But it's been harder to navigate this river recently. A lot of heavenkind activity. None of us fly. I guess we could always hire a coachman. Actually, there's a small group of merchants heading for Oliver, and they won't leave until tomorrow afternoon. I had initially offered my services, but if you think you can handle it... You mean it? Oh my god. Orly's just exactly like, yes! Night stuff! Let's go! Freaking love it. I can arrange it right now. Up for a challenge? It'll be your first real job outside of Barry without me. Of course! I'll protect it to the best of my ability. She laughed at my enthusiasm and excused herself, letting the males know that they were welcome to stay overnight. I gripped and pumped and fisted in the air.
I'm going to be a real knight!
God damn the voices. I feel like this is my first step into real knighthood. Knighthood? Well, probably more like a mercenary. You get hired to protect people and make sure they arrive at their destination safely. That's a good thing. That way we can get to Oliver and earn a little money. However, if I couldn't ask my mom something later, that'd be a real knight. That letter of recommendation. I could have left for Oliver at any time, but I needed something important first. I was probably grinning like an idiot, but I didn't care. When I heard the door open, I knew it was my dad and immediately jumped up. Mom was likely on her late patrol again and probably wouldn't be back for a while. You two are probably hungry. Is there anything you like to eat?
Thank you.
Well, I'm open to anything. I've never tried humankind food before. Well, we'll try our best to make you something you like. Omari, Kerr? If you don't say anything you're not gonna eat, or I'm just gonna shove some cheeses back in your mouth again. Take your pick. No, you're not gonna get any apple tarts either. You're gonna act like that. Anyway, I have to get going. Enjoy the rest of your stream, friends. Oh, no worries! Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Cart Boy. You have a good rest of this day, okay? You take care of yourself. Be safe. Be the safe, and good luck with your projects and your works and things. He was pondering at first, and then reluctantly looked up. Yes?
Look.
Those, the ones that had the apple slices on it.
Right.
Oh, apple tarts, of course. Pastries are pretty much my dad's specialty. He'll make some for you. The smallest of smiles appeared on Kira's face, but it quickly vanished. At least there was something heavenly kind. Why do I keep saying heavenly kind? Like, that's gonna be rough. Heaven kind related that he enjoyed. Our meals was pleasant, and I was surprised that my dad even got Kerr to say more than a few lines. My dad always had a way of winning people over through his cooking. Omari found... I just realized Omari's eye. That feeling when you're just happy to be here, that's Omari. That's Omari, all right. Omari found our eating traditions extremely complicated. What with all the dishes and utensils used, but kept getting drawn to the window again. If I ever let him loose in a stained glass church, I stood behind my cup thinking about it. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to see that. Hopefully, can we get to a church? Can we get to a St. Claus church, please? Can we? I just want to let Mario loose and just see what happens. Please, let me have this. When Mom returned, I pulled her away from the group for a private chat. Is it all arranged? So I'll be able to guard the carriage tomorrow? Yes. Then, since I'm going to go Oliver anyway, can you write a letter of recommendation for me for knighthood? In Oliver, there was a special guild of knights. For knights, people trained by revered knights could be endorsed to serve under the Sun and Moon Council. If I was going to Oliver now, it would be the perfect opportunity for me to join them. With Mom's name, they would not refuse me. If anything, they ushered me in with open arms. My mom sighed and rubbed her forehead, already tired of the persistent conversation. Honestly, Aura, I still don't think you're ready and mature enough to... I'm ready! Not only that, I could help help the Dragon Con better. Please? She chuckled weakly, but I could tell she was still firm in her decision. Look, I'll think about it. For now, you can assist Kerr and Omari just fine without the rank. I gave her a petulant look, but gave in. Alright, I'm glad you at least considered it. Thanks, Mom. One day, I think the night thing's going to be more of a after the end of the game type of thing, so I returned to the others who were finishing up their meal. As I gathered the dishes, Dad glanced toward the stairs. Will you be spending the night here? Amari, she said yes, we're fine. They said yes, you have to look so just downtrodden, come on. You've already done so much for us. We also prefer more spacious places, so we'll be fine outside. You sure? Do you see us living in these things? Not really. We still have some time before it gets dark. I can show you around town if you'd like. Amari brightened immediately while Kerr sighed.
I'll go.
I'll go.
I don't care.
Pass. Weren't you ordered to learn more about Heavenkind?
Annoying.
You can just summarize it for me. I'm more about finding the altars, which are locations you'll visit after you learn.
Let's do this.
Let sleeping dragons lie, Amari. Did I just say that? We can have fun without crab apple sulking along. Just pops right up there. I grabbed Amari's hand and led him outside. Decided to show off the orchard the town specialized in. Oh, okay. As we walked down the road, we passed the farmhouse where 4 children were running along and playing tag. When one spotted us, he waved, and the other 3 eagerly scampered towards us. Aura, come play! Another time, Chase. The youngest siblings crept forward and gazed up at Omari's curiously. Your ears are funny. Is that a bad thing? Not at all. They're really cute, don't you think, Heather? She giggled. They look like butterflies. The children prodded at Omari and ran around until their mother called them back. Although I did not expect that, Omari seemed to have enjoyed himself. How sweet. They're all siblings, so they play together a lot. He blinked blankly before gasping.
Wow.
Siblings? They're all related? Yeah, it's not uncommon to have large families here, although I'm an only child myself. What about you? I guess you were, like, the youngest of a dozen? He gave a sheepish chuckle. No, I'm an only child too. It's extremely rare for Dragonkind to have siblings. I don't think I've met one that had more than 2. He tilted his head, then glanced at me hesitantly as if pondered something.
I have a question.
Then, for mating season, is it... Alarm bells went off of my... No, Amari, we're not having that talk! No! We'll tell you when you're older. Even though you're probably way older than me by like several thousand years. We'll tell you when you're older. Alarm bells went off in my head. I made a giant cross with my arms to dissuade him. Oh no! Banned! I'm banning the subject! As if I could accurately answer those types of questions anyway. If you don't ask, I won't ask how... If you don't ask, I won't ask how it works between dragons.
I'm sorry.
Right. I agree. He appeared so awkward that I couldn't help but laugh, and soon we were chuckling over our quick conference diversion.
Right.
All right, let's keep going. I'll show you around for one of the farms. Okay. One on the bar. Oh, I like the details that they put in the hay and stuff. I wonder how they did the shading for that. Just out of curiosity, did they like do like a maybe still for a picture of actual hay and then colored it over and then just pop it there or something? Maybe? I don't know. Who knows? But one of the bars was open. It actually belonged to an old friend of my family, casually strolling in, pointing to various equipment. Amari gestured to a device in the corner.
I have a question.
What does that do? Oh, it's a churn. You use it to, well, churn milk or cream into butter.
What?
Cream? Butter? Here, I'll demonstrate. Pretending, of course. I approached the cylindrical wooden tub, and touched the staff. Basically, you plunge this up and down, and it'll shake the liquid and eventually turn into a solid. Milk, cream, and butter are all types of food. As I explained, the house owner entered, carrying 2 buckets filled to the brim with something. Hi, Brioni. I saw you showing your friend around, and I thought you'd like to demonstrate the real thing. With a wily smile, she set the buckets down. I stared at them expressionlessly. I wasn't planning on staying.
Wow.
I want to see! But between Amari's persistence and my inability to decline a request from my mom's friend, I gave in. Right, I'll show you, Amari. Then afterwards, you can show him how to milk the cows. Oh no! She's being swindled! She's being swindled into doing labor. God, gotta love that.
Let's do this.
Fine, I'll do it all! I wasn't sure how, but I got roped into chores while I was showing Amari around. His questions were endless, and he seemed to enjoy every minute of it. Whenever I offered him to take over, he shook his head and said that he'd probably mess up. I had a feeling he was just saying that. At least he loved the apple orchard when I was finally able to guide him there. Ooh! I love the look of that, too. And the night sky as well. It was late evening when we returned. I was rolling my aching shoulder. Even my calluses have calluses. I haven't done farm stuff in years. I'm surprised I remembered it all. I had been more focused on my sword training and patrolling duties as of late. But did you have fun, Amari? He grinned brightly, like a child who had just left the sweet shop with a pocket full of cookies.
That is so amazing.
I did. I thought it was really interesting. I don't know if I call it interesting, but I guess I've been here so long that it's all routine to me. If I was a knight, I could do more things. Nothing. I'm merely thinking out loud. You sure have a lot of questions regarding humankind.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. I naturally love learning about new things. In return, if you have any questions about dragonkind, I'd be happy to answer. He stopped and shyly fidgeted with his hands. I could tell he was anticipating an inquiry. Confess that you want to touch his ears. Oh no. No! Orally, it's too soon! You can't be touching people's ears like that. That's like hand-holding! That's so lewd! No! We can't do that! Absolutely not. That's bad too! At least until later. Not way later. Ask how he knows the language. You speak our tongue pretty fluently. Did you learn it? Yes. From what I know, Kerr was pretty much forced to, while I learned on my own. What about your own? What is it like? Well, we communicate audibly, of course, but we also use telepathy. What's that exactly? It's sort of like projecting one's thoughts to another person. Of course, you need to wish for the person to pick up those thoughts. Dragonkinds don't normally live in close proximity to one another, so it's useful to us. Interesting. Okay, so you have no telepathy. That sounds pretty neat. What are you thinking now? If you could project it to me. Maybe?
Thank you.
About how much fun I had. Thank you so much for showing me around Barry. It was no problem. Anyway, why can I hit the button? I muffled a yawn. I should get to bed now. We have a busy day ahead of us.
Thank you.
Night, Aurelie. Thanks so much for everything. It's fine. I had fun too, even if I got dragged halfway across Barry to do odd chores. Once I opened the door of my house, I spied my mom sitting at the table holding a quill over some blank parchment. I covered my mouth to muffle a squeal. You're doing it! You're writing the letter! I bounced on my heels and launched into a tackle as I hugged my mom from behind. I peered over her shoulder.
I'm going to be a real knight!
You're actually gonna do it! You're actually gonna do it! I'm gonna be a knight! I halted and let go, suddenly confused. Wait, what made you change your mind? My mom laughed and leaned back, flashing me a meaningful smile. Well, I did some thinking, and I thought maybe you were right. You are ready. That's what I've been telling you. My smile was so wide it hurt. Thanks, Mom. I love you, and good night. I look forward to reading it in the morning. I dashed upstairs, determined to fall asleep. However, I couldn't help but toss and turn as I replayed the day's events. Not only Lamari's questions, but that I was going to become a knight once I arrived in Oliver. I don't think that's going to happen so quickly, but, wishful thinking. The task to protect the carriage could be viewed as my first duty as a knight. My first real mission. I certainly couldn't sleep now. She is happy as a kid in a candy store. I hugged my pillow and rolled around, unable to stop my giddiness.
I'm going to be a real knight!
I'm going to be a professional knight! Do professional knights normally act like this? I don't care! I'm so happy! To achieve the title of a knight, one usually had to be trained at a famous school or academy and graduate from there. Since I did not live in a big city that had such establishments, I trained solely under my mom's supervision, solely under my mom instead, and her status and achievements were well known, which is why I needed that letter badly. If she recommended me, other captains or nobles would probably hire me and I would serve under the Sun and Moon Council. And I'd be able to see more of Ishtara outside of Barry, as a real knight. Unable to remain still, I hopped out of bed and paced relentlessly. I approached the window, not sure what I was expecting. How are those two doing anyway? It's not like Kerr can transform back and sleep. How he always does. I wonder if I can find them and check on them quickly. Snatching the blanket off the bed, I wrapped it around my shoulders like an oversized shawl. Then I strapped it on my belt and scabbard and walked out the door. Outside, it was comfortably cool, and I found the sound of crickets and frogs soothing as I walked beside the river. I guess I was subconsciously anticipating to find Amari sleeping on the banks or on the water. On a whim, I entered the apple orchard. And there's no Amari! I spotted Amari sitting against one of the tree trunks. His ears instantly perked, although I had feelings he heard me approach earlier. Can't sleep? Something like that. I sat down next to him. He poked at the grass in front of him dejectedly. Kerr wouldn't bond with me. Huh? Bond? Dragons bond by nestling together. I thought we were going to be traveling companions despite our differences. He hated the idea, though. Kerr doesn't seem to be like being touched in general, I can imagine. He stared at me hopefully. He stopped and tucked his knees, his arms resting around his legs. What about you? Is it different between Heavenkind? I scrambled to formulate an answer. Well, cuddling is something between family and loved ones. Hugs are more acceptable between friends. What? What I didn't know. My mind was full of knighthood dreams and sword. In no way was I the most authoritative representative regarding Heavenkind relationships. Hug? You put your arms around someone and hold them. I mimed the action using my blanket. He nodded in understanding. Then I guess you wouldn't, I can't give this boy head pass, but I can definitely give him a hug. We're going for it, chat. We're doing it. Declining Amari would be like rejecting a basket full of kittens. Kittens that looked up all at you plungingly. For a few minutes, I can't stay here all night. I do need to return to my bed. I shuffled over to him until we were shoulder to shoulder and adjusted the blankets so it draped over both of us. It's not that cold out? Not really. It feels nice. So, forgot to ask earlier, but why are you interested in learning about Heavenkind? Because your culture is fascinating. Huh?
That is so
Everything
amazing.
in Heavenkind do is everything the Heavenkind do is amazing. You can create things I've never seen before, and look, you can do this. He wiggled his thumbs and fingers. They're so texturous. Oh my god. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're not used to having thumbs, so I laughed hard at making him momentarily. It's true, our kind are interacting more. I assume you've heard it.
Of course.
Yes, I'd like to be a sort of mediator. I think you call it a diplomat? I've already tried to help Heavenkind before, but it didn't work out. It's harder than it looks. How so? Well, this one incident, they were willingly entering this monster's mouth, and there was nothing I could do about it.
What?
Wait, a monster? Yes, this strange one that smells of wood and floats on the water. I've never seen it before, and the Heavenkind simply entered it. You mean a boat? Amari, are you talking about a boat? Did you think a boat was a monster, Amari? I nudged a few times, but people seemed upset. Amari, those are boats. We use those to travel up and down the river.
What?
So it wasn't a monster? He slumped into the blanket, mortified. Oh, this poor boy. This poor boy. It's okay. Amari, it's okay. You're doing your best. Head pats for Amari. Oh my god, I love him. He's a good bean. I patted him on the shoulder, trying to reassure him. Oh no, it got worse. It's okay, misunderstanding happens. You had good intentions. And now you'll be able to study a Heavenkind at a more personal level. I'll do my best to clarify anything you're uncertain of. In return, tell me more about Dragonkind. That seems fair. I'll try not to ask more boring questions though. I mean, what interests me didn't seem so fun for you. I've never churning butter again. Feeling our conversation had reached a satisfying note, I clutched my blanket and stood up. You'll be fine by yourself?
Of course.
Yes, I'll see you in the morning. Big Jurgen thought he was helping people from the boat monster. Plot twist, the people were never seen again, as it was a boat. No! Wouldn't that be something? A boat mimic. Oh my god. I guess a mimic can literally be anything, but oh my god, boat mimic. It's like he knew. Damn. Somebody find me a story that we can make a boat mimic. God, that'd be horrifying. Could you imagine a boat mimic? I would not want to be in the world where a boat mimic exists. Yes, I'll see you in the morning. Playfully, I draped the blanket over him. Even a dragon might need an extra layer of worth in a Heavenkind body. Take care then. As I squandered back to the house, easily guided by the bright moon, I spotted Kerr restlessly pacing by the door. Puzzled, I approached him. Need something? Amari is past the river if you're looking for him. Hello?
I don't care.
Nothing to do with him, but thanks for the heads up, so that I can avoid him easier. I wouldn't have given him a light punch to the shoulder, but I remember he hated contact. Mean. Play nice. He'll be traveling with you after all. I hope you don't mind being stuck with me until we reach Oliver. I think we'll have fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Annoying.
I noticed. I heard you squealing even from afar. My ears couldn't shut it out if I tried. So I'm sorry. It's something I've always wanted to do, and it's the perfect opportunity. All the experience from my freelancing jobs will finally pay off, and I'll be on the road to knighthood. Let's make tomorrow's task a successful one. We'll be guarding that wagon so the merchant cargo will arrive safely into Oliver. Think you can handle it? He wrinkled his nose. An escort mission. Not the most glorious duty, but it's honorable. Anyway, I'm going to bed. I promise I won't squeal. I'll stop squealing. As I was about to open the door, Kerr stepped forward.
Look.
Wait, he scratched the back of his neck sheepishly. Surprised by his rather modest display, I looked at him intently. Yes? about earlier, when you crammed that food in my mouth.
Sorry
Oh,
about that.
I was joking, so don't worry about it. I'm sorry if it seemed mean-spirited. It wasn't my intention. No, you were right. Huh? Hello? Can I move on? Curious seemed both shocked and offended by my reaction.
Thanks.
What I mean to say is, you did help me. A little. A little? I gave you a walking stick, fed you, fought a giant bird, took you to the altar, got ditched, only for you to come crawling back, and I accepted you a second time. Yeah, you didn't technically a lot. Now I'm starting to wonder why I did. I feigned complete, and he glanced away anxious, as if dreading that I would refuse to help him now. I stuck out my tongue to appease him. Don't worry about it. Maybe I was right about me having immeasurable kindness. I am grateful, but you exaggerate a bit. You're definitely not the best Heavenkind has to offer. Pete, I gave him a swift kick to the back of the leg. Ow!
Right.
You're right. I'm not. But I'll definitely be the best knight. Add a girl up early. Add a girl. Even if I lost some kindness points with that action, I'll re-earn them tomorrow. Night, Kerr. Night. Gotta mess with the Earth Dragon boy. That's the thing. Gotta mess with them. I closed the door behind me, resisting the urge to squeal about tomorrow. I like this game. This is cute. This is good. And well made too. Chapter 4 to Oliver. Oh, I'm excited. But I think this is a good stopping point. I think this is a good stopping point. So, what we'll do is we're going to go and save. We're going to go and save. I love the chibis. They're so good. Yeah, and I think we're going to go ahead and stop things here. So, next week we'll go and continue on this, our little journey to autumn. Well, actually, after tomorrow is going to be autumn. So, the journey through autumn will be more. It will be more appropriate. But, oh my god, this game is so cute. Freaking Aura and the freaking Best Boy is just great, and even Kerr is good too, in his own tsundere way. But I'm loving this game, and it's just seeing like the art and such, and the character design and things. It's just it so reminds me of just why I love this art style. It's so good. It's so good. If I can somehow craft a story like this one, even through Tales or Hell for my own novel as well, if I could get that done, I will be absolutely content. It's a lot of work, but I'm hoping at the very least that I can make something happen. If for nothing else, I owe it to myself, and this is gonna sound a little silly, but I owe it to Deji as well, whose work has inspired me so much to put that energy forth to make my own work. I don't know if it was gonna happen or if I'm gonna be successful or not, but personally, I don't care. So long as I make something that I'm truly happy about, that's all that matters to me. So, guess that means more work for me as far as doing modeling and things like that. But hey, that's part of the thing. Make our dreams come true. We gotta work hard, but also rest. Resting is good. Remember, resting is a thing. But anywho, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate today's stream. This was fun, and I think we'll continue on doing more of this. Like I said, we'll continue this on next week. Hopefully by then I'll have a better idea as far as what other games we'll be playing next. Because like I said before, I'm going to see, I don't think this game is really that long. So I'm going to see how long we have for the story and then go from there. We probably can finish this in about like maybe 2 streams, 3 at the most, I imagine. So this will be fun. But yeah, let's go raid somebody. Let's go raid somebody. Give me just a second. I'm gonna just swap things so it'll be easier for me to do the raiding things. But yeah, before I forget, since I want to go ahead and do this, since I did it before, I'm gonna do it again. Please, if like that is the main page for the artwork for Deji, who was the one that did like all the artwork for the characters and some of the backgrounds and stuff like that. Absolutely phenomenal artist. Please go give her some love. I think she likes that she's on the current hiatus right now. She's really having to upload things. Personally, I hope everything's okay with her, since I know that she wanted to take a break for personal reasons, but hopefully we'll be able to see her again soon. And yeah, just thank you. Just thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And thank you to Deji for just making the game as well. Give me a second. I am going to do a thing. I spy with my little eye a honey doodle. I feel as though by demand, because she's playing a farm game, we need to know about a honey doodle. So let's go ahead and give some love to Honeydew, also known as a witchy gal, or the witchy gal. This is actually her original, her original VTuber identity. She decided to go back after thinking about it a little bit, but she is absolutely one of the cutest VTubers I have ever had the pleasure to know, and she is just an absolute delight to be around. Just super chill and things, super comfy, chaotic, and was one of the reasons why I got into VTubing. Just her style of streaming was what I wanted to do for myself, so we're gonna give Honeydew some love. So as always, guys, if you wouldn't mind, we're gonna go ahead and give her a good old chaotic raid. Like so. We're gonna go offline, and guys, I will see you on Friday, not Saturday, Friday, same time, for some Persona 5 Royal, and hopefully we'll be able to complete that goddamn palace, because oh my god, it's so bad. But I will talk to you guys then. Until then, have a good night, guys, and be safe. Take care of yourselves, okay? Do what you gotta do, but take care of yourselves, please do that. Do it for me, okay? Thanks. Take care. Bye.